Yeah,
Tweet.
should be. I tweeted.
Yeah,
That link has the live thingo.
Oh, I just realized. I feel so bad. We're going to be stealing so much audience away from Critical Role.
I don't
Yeah,
know if I'm
sure.
gonna be able to survive this.
They're gonna be like, what happened?
Oh, stop it, Squee.
I know.
We're not even in the same ballpark.
We're not?
No.
What?
They're in California.
What? That's a long boat ride.
I forgot that I ate them. Do you need cheese to make a grilled cheese sandwich?
Oh my God,
fucking thought he
Squee.
was
We are
talking about
live.
Critical Role.
Sorry. My wife was all like, I'm gonna make a grilled cheese sandwich. I was like, yeah, that sounds great. I ate all the cheese, I forgot.
Where is this streaming to?
That's only optional, right?
Is it Stabby? Are you going to Stabby?
I'm checking my channel and Stabby's channel. Is it my channel?
I mean, I follow
No.
both. I mean, I don't follow Burn. Wait,
Welcome
maybe I do.
to my world,
not
buddy. Every time it's
No?
like, is this Twitch? Is this PSYLP? Or is
Yeah,
this
nothing's
my
popping
channel?
up for me on YouTube, just in general.
Yes, love? Uh-huh. Oh, we don't have any butter.
Oh, it is. Oh my God, guys.
Did you eat all the butter?
I did.
And the cheese? Do you have milk? Do you have dairy in the house?
I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm laughing. That's horrible. No, I kind of used all the butter to make.
Squee, we are live.
Where?
I look. She's trying to make a grilled cheese sandwich, but I ate all the cheese and the butter. Okay.
Well, then it's a moot point now, isn't it?
Well, then it's just toasty bread.
Exactly.
So, is the last thing you... I think the last place you streamed to was Windrose, I guess.
No,
It's
it
not-
was to my own channel.
Huh.
Hmm.
But it's saying live on the dashboard. It's saying live on the dashboard.
dashboard.
Yeah,
Interesting.
the dashboard. But it's not coming up
see.
as...
Huh. The last place...
Oh no.
Alright, yeah, I just copied the link, and I'm gonna tweet it.
Ate.
Alright, we're live. Cancel tweet. There. God. I don't want to have to cut all this out, guys.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't have to cut all of it out, right? I mean, you'll just start streaming at this point, right? Wait, where
No,
are we streaming
we've
to?
been streaming for 3 minutes to PSYLP. It's just none of the notifications are working.
Oh, that's fine. Don't cut it out. Leave it in. It'll be a nice caveat for people who watch at all. Yeah, interesting. It does say we're live. That's certain. That's true.
So
Here we are.
Can we get started?
Yes, we most certainly
Thank
can.
you.
Oh, all right, everyone. When last we left, it's been a roller coaster of a few sessions. You guys made it back to Frontier Station in hopes of recovering your ship, the Second Chance, and making sure that Pa was okay. You found the Second Chance damaged. Most importantly, one of the landing struts has been snapped off, and there's superficial damage to the hull. But as I said, superficial. No one managed to break into the ship thanks to the security features you installed quite some time ago. Though 2 people were seriously maimed and or killed by them. You're fairly certain it wasn't just bystanders. You also ran
told
into...
us.
Yes. That's why I said you're fairly certain. Also, the security measures are designed to not attack random bystanders. So there's that too. You also ran into Lucas's old group who had quite some issues with Lucas, though not as much as it would seem Vector was hoping, as they had no intention of fighting you. They just had a list of demands. But more importantly, when you went to go see if Pa was okay, it turns out you very quickly found out that Pa had been kidnapped or spirited away or taken by Vector and Beatrix, and in his place was Gloop, pretending to be, maybe not with the best of skill, Pa in his stead. You quickly deduced this. You scared the hell out of Gloop, probably warranted, given everything that's happening, and convinced him to tell you what really was going on, that he was set there by Vector to act as Pa, to convince you to take him with you onto the ship, and to try and leave Hart and Cathor behind, studying what you feel pretty sure is a red herring, though you're not 100% certain. And once he got on board your ship, he was supposed to install some sort of techno-wizard type device that would open a portal to some location from within your ship. You managed to convince Gloop to tell you that the reason why he is doing this is because Beatrix is kind of under Vector's thumb. Beatrix is being blackmailed by him by the fact that Gloop had a deadly virus and Vector had the only cure for it. And if Beatrix did not do what Vector wanted, Gloop would not get the cure and thus would die. However, Isaac found out that while he is infected with some form of bacteria, it's actually fairly harmless. And with that, you guys discussed what to do next. And the things that came up mostly was that you had asked Gloop if there was any place that you could search that you might find Beatrix or anything of that nature, and he did say that he and Beatrix had a getaway place, a small cabin on a remote planet where they would spend time between missions together, and that you might be able to find more information about where Beatrix, Vector, and or Pa is there. But as we end the session here, you are still on Frontier Station. You still have Gloop basically in your custody. And you still have some repairs that need to be made to the ship before it is space-worthy.
Yeah.
That's not true. It's space-worthy now. Just, you'd really have to stick that
landing
landing.
worthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not landing worthy. We can fly.
Right.
Landing, however, is not going to be a great thing. How long will it take to actually repair that?
Well, considering that Hart's not going to let anyone else touch it but you and maybe Cathor, maybe. Like, she gets the shifty eyes when that's mentioned. He's a techno wizard. That's different.
Yeah, well, so am I, technically.
Yeah, I was going to say, which Isaac is
she's in your
too, but she has a bond with Isaac.
Yeah, that's true.
Point being, she's going to repair it with Isaac's help. So how long it's going to take and how much it's going to cost is going to depend on a couple decisions and a couple of rules. First things first, what would you like to do? Would you like to try and just weld the original landing gear back, basically weld the two pieces back into one, or do you want to buy an entirely new landing strut? The welding is faster and cheaper, however, it is less stable. And you would require a higher roll to repair it with good stability. Or buying a new one is far more stable, but it will take longer because you'll have to uninstall what remains of the old one and fully install the new one.
What about option 3, where we go diving for scraps and then use that to weld things together? To jury-rig it, basically.
Well, I mean, well, that option certainly exists. You have a perfectly good half of the landing strut right there that you could just weld back on. It seemed like that'd be a step backwards.
Well,
Also,
I was
kind of
looking for, like, a middle ground.
so I don't crash the ship.
yeah.
Well, unfortunately, I get what you're saying. Unfortunately, it's a weird situation where there's not much of a middle ground. There's really the two options of, because the piece you have, the landing strut is broken in two, but otherwise it's fully functional. It just needs to be welded back into place. Or you buy a new, or you can buy a used one, of course. If you're saying like go into the junkyard to try and find a used as opposed to a new one.
Yeah, that was...
Yeah, okay. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, Frontier Station does have a couple of shipyards. Nothing quite like a junkyard, but what you would do is, since Hart no longer has her shop, you would go to oh boy. Give me a second. Let me pull up my notes. There is another ship dealer. There's an actual ship dealer on Frontier Station, who you would go to look for parts for such a thing. And he certainly will have new ones, but let's have a roll here and see if he has any used ones. Give me a second here. It is Samson's Ships. Which is where you actually bought your first ship. This ship actually came from Samson's Ships. So go ahead and roll me. You know what? Roll me an investigation check with advantage because Hart's helping you.
Okay. Kaboom.
Okay. They have a new one in your model, which is a slider ship. Your ship is basically just a highly, and I do mean highly, modified slider. Some interior decorating has been done.
Yes.
So he has a new one that matches your model exactly. He has a used one that matches an older model of the slider, which means that it's the right size and proportion. The connections are different. You and Hart would have to work together to jerry rig a good stable connection from the landing strut to the ship. The new landing strut, you'd be looking at 600,000 credits. The used one would be half that price. Ships are super expensive, my friend.
For a strut. Okay.
Keep in mind, it's like 30 million.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, it's like 30 million credits for a gun. So.
Yeah. 600 grand, or the used one would be, or the older model would be how much?
300 grand. And a bit higher of a DC to fully connect.
All right. What do you guys think? We have 33 million.
Well, you know what? Let's go with the less risky one. Because we have the funds. We're in a bit of a hurry and a pinch. Why not?
Sure.
This seems like a time to use the funds.
All right. Let's get a new one.
I don't want to kill everyone because I rolled bad.
Yeah, that's real fair.
I feel like that's just kind of a general, like...
I don't want that to be a
thread
higher
with the group,
possibility.
Does anybody want to negotiate for a lower price?
Yeah, that's just the tag price.
Yeah, don't let Kid be in charge of that with Mr. -1 charisma.
You've seen Anna negotiate, no.
Has news
I
of
don't know, do you want to wait for that charismatic underwear?
I don't know. I don't think it's the appropriate time for that. But has news of Paw's disappearance come about, or is that hush hush right now?
Actually,
better not.
Yeah. Dietrich is doing everything he can to keep that under wraps.
Okay. I mean, we could just say, "Hey, we're good friends with Paw. This is his daughter. Want to give us a discount? It'll look good."
Roll me a persuasion check.
Would she be okay with that?
Who?
Hart.
Hart.
Yeah, she doesn't care.
Okay. Normal persuasion. Let's go. Yeah. Wow.
18. Samson, who, by the way, is a gentleman probably in his mid-50s, slightly balding hair that kind of goes down his back and a bit portly, wears very close to what you would consider like a ringleader coat. It's got the long coattails. And he says, "Oh, of course I know Hart. She grew up practically in my shipyard. I hope you are well, dear." And Hart will say, "I'm good, thank you." And he goes, well, for heart, I suppose I could knock, 50,000 credits off of it, but don't tell anyone.
Our lips are sealed.
Hey, we also got a damaged part of this. Is that worth anything?
Well, if you could uninstall both pieces of it and give it to me, I could probably make use of it. Weld it back together, sell it as used. I'd be willing to knock a good 20,000 off for that if you kind of return the old parts back to me.
Sure, sounds good.
And with that, he'll make the deal. He'll sell it to you for 530,000.
Nice.
And if you would go ahead and make me a tinker check with advantage. Actually, no. I'm just gonna have Heart roll separately.
Okay.
So...
Boom.
Okay, nice. For a second there, I thought that was a nat 20. I was like, oh. Oh.
Oh, wow.
Rolled a 2.
She rolled a 2.
All right, so here's what's happening. Isaac, you this is well within your wheelhouse. I mean, you know how to install and uninstall Landstroke. Like, you've never done it before, but you get the concept easily enough.
Yeah.
And with Heart, there should have been an easy task because she's done this for years.
Mm-hmm.
But you keep finding that she's distracted. You know, you ask her to hold something as you weld it in place, or you unscrew it and you see that she's not holding it properly, and you look up and she's just kind of staring off in the distance with a very absent expression. Or she'll tell you to grab a part and you'll be like, wait, which part? And then again, just distracted. She's constantly distracted to the point where she's having a lot of trouble focusing on what should be a very simple task for her.
Yeah. Which is completely
and
fair.
not in the happy distracted way that Heart is sometimes. This is a much more forlorn thing.
Yeah. A lot more reserved.
Yeah. However, that said, you rolled exceptionally well, and you're able to basically pick up the slack. Basically, while you probably would never admit this to Heart, I mean, you pretty much did it by yourself. She was not very helpful at all.
What are you talking about? She was great. She did all the things.
You're able to install it successfully and correctly. However, it takes you 2.5 days to get it done.
Okay. Sounds fine to me.
All right. During those 2.5 days, what would the rest of you be doing?
You know, I had something and it's completely slipping my mind right now.
Kill Vector?
I think there's other people higher on her kill list right now. Surprisingly.
Maybe that's why it was forgotten. He's up there, but you know.
It's like third. Maybe fourth. That donut person was real annoying.
I'm going to go to the room with the chattery teeth and discuss with them the logistics of becoming an ooze master and try to focus on that.
Gotcha. Okay, so you spend, we'll say, about 8 hours a day. So you spend about 16 hours focusing on that. And did you send me what you wanted to be able to do with that? I know you did, right?
I think I sent you like a thing from another game that I thought was cool, and I liked one part of it.
Yeah, give me a second. Let me look that up real quick. Because I need to very quickly here kind of determine how much effort it would take for you to learn something like that. You know what I mean?
That's correct.
My God, Piph, the number of memes that you give me.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Did I send it directly to you? I think it might have been like a group chat thing.
You know what it might have been. Yeah.
That'd probably be
Anyway,
even worse to find.
Any case, I will. I'll look through that. We'll say that you're making progress towards it. Not quite there yet.
Okay.
And we'll figure that out. All right, but you've made about 2 days worth of progress towards activating certain abilities on your blue finger. Kid, you have a plus symbol?
I was about to be like, kids not really, like, they don't really have anything to do, but then I realized that's a fucking lie. Kid wants bomb making equipment and shit. We talked about it before, they're going to be diving like face first into chemistry and essentially alchemy.
Right.
So how much, what do they need to get for that shit?
Well, this is Frontier Station, so you're not going to have the same amount of options you would have for somewhere like Center. But go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Oh boy, let's see how this goes.
Okay, 15. You're able to find, tucked away somewhere, a small shop that basically equates to a house/shop. It's a old elderly couple own the shop. The shop on the sign above it is alchemical ingredients and what is it? Alchemical ingredients and alternative medicines. And
that's promising.
Basically, your nose kind of leads you there. You're like, this smells familiar. The smell of certain chemicals and certain explosive powders and the like. And it's a very small shop. It's clear that this elderly couple lives in an apartment up above it. It's very much a mom and pop shop in every sense of the word. As you walk in through the door, you are greeted by rows upon rows of different alchemical agents, kegs and barrels of different powders, and up at the counter you see almost what looks like, you ever go to a grocery store and you see like those plastic containers of all kinds of things that you kind of scoop out and put in a bag?
Yes.
All right, you see something like that that has all kinds of, according to the signs, different remedies and like dragon's tongue and cat's claw and ogre toenails and stuff that's supposed to solve back pains and cure arthritis and things of that nature. You get into the shop and you start poking around, and you realize that if you spend a bit of time here and you start searching through everything, you can put together a nice little alchemical pack that should have pretty much whatever you would need for most things. Now, it might not be, well enough by now that, maybe you have a recipe that calls for gunpowder, and maybe you don't have that type of gunpowder. But if you mix this and that and this, it'll work, kind of thing, right?
You just gotta know how to improvise it. Exactly.
So if you're willing to spend about 6,000 credits, which is a bit, you could put together a nice little alchemical pack. It would basically have two versions. You would have it's too much, all of it's too much to carry with you at all times. Not that you couldn't lift it, just that you couldn't carry it all.
It's
so you could
easy enough to lift around, but it's too bulky to actually like be productive.
Correct. If you also find they're able to the elderly man who seems very interested in your interest in buying in bulk many of his ingredients and items, is able to direct you to an old what looks like junk shop that would also have the parts you would need, and he'd be willing to help you. Actually, he seems very enthused that someone is so interested in what seems to be what he considers a dying art. because nowadays with lasers and plasma cannons and who needs the to craft their own bombs anymore? Well, not bombs. He doesn't know you're crafting bombs. He thinks
I
you're
was
crafting.
gonna say, no, kid's not walking in there just like, I need to know how to make bombs.
But he thinks that you're an alchemist, and that's a dying breed in today's society. So he's more than happy to actually go with you to pick out the parts you would need to set up a somewhat jerry-rigged but still serviceable chemical lab on the second chance.
Nice.
The chemical
do
lab
they
itself.
have-
Mhm.
I was going to say, do they have any like books on like the subject, like with more complex stuff? Preferably not that bargain bin bullshit that the wizard tried to throw at kid.
Yes, actually, they would have how-to guides. Useful, not incredibly useful, because none of them are like the Anarchist Cookbook.
Oh,
But they
why not?
are they are they are the books that they have, the tutorial books that they have are more designed for scientific studies, how to make different types of agents to conduct this experiment, or to preserve that, or to heat up this, which that you can use. Basically, if you just turn it up to the nth degree, you can use this for other means.
Okay.
They have that would be included in the price of 6,000. Now, to set up the chemical lab, it's another 20,000, because you're basically buying really what equates to a small science lab. And you'd need things like a spectrometer, lots of beakers, Bunsen burners, a place to work and mix, and things of that nature. So for 26,000 credits, if you want to spend that, you can set up a chem lab on the second chance, and the materials you would need to make what you need for the foreseeable future, right?
Mhm.
And you could also, for that, get a small pouch that you could take with you that would be filled with like a travel version, stuff that you could whip up on the fly. It's not going to be the same type of versatility you'd have back on the ship, but
Mhm.
it's the difference between a hospital and a triage kit.
Okay. There we go. Okay. So then that would be 26,000, you said?
Correct.
All right. And I guess kid's going to be bringing home a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah. Over the next 2.5 days, you guys would see Kid and some weird old man helping her carry a whole bunch of what looks like scientific equipment on board.
Sweet. That's really cool.
We're letting this old man on board?
Maybe
Good
not on
question.
board.
Then in
maybe-
that case, he would carry it up to like the ramp, and then I'm sure
Yeah.
that you guys could get it from there.
Yeah, we can
Kid
get it from
crosses
there.
arms. Leave.
To be fair, let's be honest here. Helping basically means walking beside Kid as Kid carries everything.
Yeah.
Pretty much. He's just like, yeah, like I have got a little dolly that we can use, as they just lift an entire fucking stack of boxes and start walking.
Yeah. Goddamn Kid. She's so strong.
Piph, I found it. I'd say in 2 days' time, in mark this as a custom ability on your character sheet, if you would. You now have the ability as a bonus action to target one creature within 5 feet of you. And you would be able to spray them with a blue acidic substance from your finger that would deal the same amount of that. It would deal your highest modifier in damage. So I believe that would be charisma or dex for you, right?
Piph,
Piph?
you're muted.
I'm sorry. I've been going yes for a while. And then I realize I am a dummy when my friends say, Piph, you are mute. And I'm like, that's impossible. I've been saying yes all along.
I've hurt myself. So here's what you can do after 2.5 days. You can choose one target within 5 feet of you to spray a blue jelly-like substance that would deal. Is charisma your highest ability?
Yes.
It would deal the modifier, which I believe is 5.
Yeah.
It would deal 5 damage. And they will not be able to use their reaction if they fail. Again, it's a Constitution check. So it's a Constitution check against your spell DC. If they fail, they take 5 damage and cannot use their reactions, which means no attacks of opportunity, no whatever you might use a reaction for.
Oh, jeez. I need to double note this. Holy crap! All right, so I'll just say, what is range, by the way?
5 feet.
5
Anything
feet.
within 5 feet of you.
Okay, so next to me. Got it.
Correct. And if you spend more time and effort developing it, it might get better.
Got it.
It might go 6 feet.
Oh shit.
Hey, so
Like my
Kid has
movement
another plus
speed.
sign.
Yes. Plus sign.
Yes, Kid also. Well, I don't know. I want to convert Kid's like shiny shit into actual credits, but at the same time, like gold and jewels can be really useful. I don't know.
So, I mean, yes, everything you said is true. So what would you like to do?
Also, I just kind of like the idea of Kid just having a giant melted chunk of
hoard.
fucking gold in their
Kid's a pseudo dragon. She's building up a hoard in her room.
Yes.
I mean,
like
this has been the goal from day one. Like, I don't know what you were expecting.
Mhm.
I just wasn't expecting anything actually valuable to be added to it.
So let me put it this way: there's several things you could do. There are several shops that would buy it from you. There is one shop that could melt it down and turn it into like gold bars. And there is another shop, which is more of an artist shop, which would be willing to, for a price, and the price being like a small chunk of it, shape it into something that you would prefer. So instead of a amorphous golden blob, it could shape it into a dolphin or something.
A golden kid.
Like a golden bust of Kid. I don't think there's enough for a whole kid, but a bust.
No, it would be like an Emmy size
Oh.
or whatever.
It's even better somehow.
Oh my god.
What about like several little discs of like they're like coins but they don't have any pattern? Or coins of Kid.
Hmm.
Oh god,
that you
Kid
can lie
coins.
on. Yes.
You
Kid
just has your
coins.
face stamped on it.
I'll add it to the list.
What would you like of those three? Do you want to just sell it? Do you want to just have it shaped into little bars? Do you want to pay this person to shape it into something in particular?
You know what? This is a toughie. So I'm gonna do a thing real quick. Yes.
Okay.
Kid's just
I
gonna
knew
sell
it.
it.
Okay.
All right. While Kid's doing that, Mackenzie,
Yes.
what would you like to do? As
I
Anna?
got something.
Real quick, I'll get to you because you're making the landing
Okay.
strut.
No, I know.
I'll get right back to you. What would Anna be doing?
Probably going through surveillance tapes, to be honest.
Okay. Roll me a perception check.
I did not open that.
I opened all my other skills, but perception.
I opened nothing.
True confessions of a D&D player.
I didn't even open like the zapper stuff. There you go.
Okay. That's actually a good roll, 18. Let me see what you would learn from that. Give me a second. Let me think. I basically got to play events through my head that would have been caught on camera and see what would be useful to you. Because you know the gist, right? You're looking for some sort of detail that could help you, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So give me a second here.
Oh, because apparently I need to open everything.
Gosh. Trying to think of something that you don't already know. Oh. Okay. You scour the surveillance videos. And what surveillance videos you have would be of the prison cell, the office outside of Paul's room, and again other surveillance cameras through the station, right?
Okay.
You don't learn much that you didn't already know from the prison cell. You know that you see in the surveillance cameras Beatrix and someone who looks like Paul walk up, talk to one of the guards. The guard looks very confused, but releases Vector, and they walk out. You see them walking through corridors, walking up to Pa's office and going into Pa's office. And then you see, you do notice that they leave Pa's office about 15 minutes later with Beatrix, Vector, and a large bag carried over Vector and Beatrix's shoulder.
Yeah. Christmas came early.
And you do see that they take a one of those little devices that Gloop was supposed to plug onto your ship. They open it up, and while it's not at an angle where you can see the portal itself, it opens up and they walk through it with the bag. And then it closes behind them.
These things cannot be cheap. How do they have two sets?
They don't have two sets. You see Gloop, quote unquote, paw, pick it up afterwards and put it in the bag with the others.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
He really wants to go through those damn doors.
I don't. Actually, I really was just trying to desperately to think. You rolled really well, and I wanted to give you something, but I was like, I don't know. He told you everything.
I mean,
you
this
did
is
find
the
that,
first
because
time
that
it's
is
actual
something...
incentive.
Well, but I mean, it makes perfect sense because they obviously didn't carry Paul's body through the station. Someone would have noticed. So they had to have gotten out of there somehow, and that is most likely how it happened. So there you go. You saw that on the surveillance tapes.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna open up that fucking portal right next to the Event Horizon of a black hole. Fuck them. Alright,
But, aw.
Yeah, Paul jumps out. Ah!
Alright, so, this slightly pertains to what Anna could be doing, because is she gonna be doing that the entire 2 days?
Yeah, actually, because there is an immense amount. Now, Anna, you would have time to do something else if you choose, but we are talking about an immense amount of surveillance to go through because you don't really know exactly when these events took place. You had to find them. Does it make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Times 2 speed only gets you so far.
Yep.
Okay.
Do it.
Alright, fine, I'll still do it. Isaac is going to get in contact with his sister.
Okay. You when would you have done this? After you finished installing the strut?
Kind of partway through it when we take a break.
Gotcha. You activate the comms, and after 2 rings, you hear, "Hello, little brother."
Hello. I'm still not entirely sure what to call you, but well, other than sister. But so a lot has happened. I figured that we should probably get back in touch um and coordinate with, what we know, perhaps what you know, and figure out what we can do with this situation. Because we have a lot of information on our end that we should probably pass along. But what I'm going to do is I have to repair this ship, part of this landing structure, landing thing, strut. Thank you. Part of this landing strut was broken, and I am having an interesting time trying to repair it. So I'm going to have one of my colleagues talk to you.
Wait, and like you hear like a wait, and then you like hand it over.
Yeah. Have fun.
Who?
Did you
To
give
who?
Anna warning to this, or are you
Nope.
just handing a phone over?
Handing a phone over, and basically saying, "Hey, let her know what's going on."
Who's her? What? Okay, I guess. She'll take the phone from Isaac and go and into the phone go. Who am I talking to?
Give me 1 second here. I didn't write it down. Bern, didn't you have a name for her? Because I have a name. That was more of her call sign.
I need to find it again.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I know you sent it. We had a whole conversation about it.
Yeah, we did.
Down. Oh, I got it.
All right, good.
Good, because I'm pretty sure I found the name and I don't remember what it is.
Got it. On the other end of the radio, there's a pause and goes, Amelia.
Who?
I'm Isaac's sister.
Oh. Well, if Isaac wants me now glaring after Isaac's back, because I'm assuming he's leaving.
Yeah, he's leaving and giving you a thumbs up.
Well, let's just keep this business-like then.
Fair enough.
What has he told you so far?
Nothing. All he told me was that you had information to tell me and then passed it over.
Okay, I guess he wants me to tell you what's happened on Frontier since we've arrived. Which, quickly, is just our ship's find. It had some damage to it after they tried to break in and failed. And, Hart, if you've met Hart's father, is missing. Are probably the 2 big things.
I'm sorry, I don't know who that is. Are they important?
Hart is your brother's girlfriend. And Pa was the leader of Frontier? Let's use that noun.
And Frontier is...
Okay, give Kenzie the context too, like how to.
Oh,
explain
Frontier,
this.
like she doesn't. She's never heard of Frontier Station.
I know. I don't know how to describe it.
You just say it's it's a space station. Because honestly,
Okay,
Anna
it is
wouldn't
space
know
station,
that much about it either. It's a space station out of the way. I guess the group would have told you that it's kind of a smuggler's trading port. It skirts the law, but not really kind of place. It's like a space station equivalent of the Star Wars cantina.
Can you just stop using Star Wars references with me? But I get what you're saying.
No.
Firefly, come on, Brian. But combine
okay, I'll
bro
work that
with
way.
mate.
Firefly does not have an equivalent.
Anyways, I think Anna's wording would be smuggler, space station, but with honor.
Understood. So this paw person, potential ally?
Yes. If not top of the list.
Gotcha. What are your plans now?
Fix the ship so I don't kill everyone when I land it, and probably try and find the home of one of Vector's allies.
I see.
If you met the Russian lady.
We have seen her from a distance, but we haven't had contact. But if you can find her and interrogate her, that might go a long way towards finding our mutual objective. I want to be clear. Father is a bit more tunnel visioned than I am. His goal is to find the person who killed our mother, your mother.
Only by blood.
Yes. And while he is going to do whatever he can to further that goal and that goal only, I understand that cooperation could more easily help us achieve that. So if there's something that we can do to help, let me know. However, at the moment, I do have some information for you as well. Father went back to Zeberon, tailing Cyber 6, to keep an eye on situations over there.
You got my interest.
Your sister, I assume, she looks like you, but younger, has, from what my father tells me, been shaking branches to see what falls out, I believe was the words he used. Whatever they're looking for, they have not found it yet, as they are continuing to search. But my father did find some disturbing information. The woman that we are both looking for is on the move, and she has released her assassins. And my father has reason to believe that they might be hunting for you as well.
Are they moving towards Zeberon?
From the transmissions I got, they are going to different locations, but at least one of them has gone back in time. Vector knows more or less where you are and might be sending a surprise for you. Or there might be some other intention. The truth is, once they went through the temporal gate, my father had no way of tracking them. But keep in mind, we are talking about beings that are genetically engineered to kill and have had over 500 years to perfect their technique. That thing that you have with you has not had the same advantage of time and experience. Be very careful.
Be very careful of which one. Because one of those I might
them.
want to stab you over.
Like, there's a pause. I get that it is your friend, and so I am doing my best to be polite. And I have already promised.
Really not doing well when it comes to her.
There's like a pause where you can almost just feel like the struggle. And it's like, I'm sorry. It is difficult.
Okay.
If you trust it, then nothing I say will convince you otherwise. But then at least heed my words on this. I have fought its siblings. They are very dangerous.
Now that I believe it.
I was going to say she nods, but you can't see that. She says, if there's any further information, I will let you know.
Thank you. We will keep you updated on our end as well.
Good luck in your hunt.
Yours as well.
And you hear like a click on the other side.
Didn't really give him many chances to be sarcastic.
she's very to the point.
Hey, what kind of actions can't they do when I use my ability thing?
Reactions.
Oh.
Which most of the time equates to attacks of opportunity. There are certain spells that are reactions, certain abilities that are reactions. It's basically things that you can do outside of your own turn.
All right. How does this read?
Touch de Lucas. Minor action. It's called a bonus action, but sure, minor action.
Okay.
Once per fight, every 5 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, it's just
Strength
out of
melee.
battle, that sort of thing.
Oh, no, this is just as a bonus action.
Oh, I can.
You know what? Here's a fair thing, because I don't think it should just be once per fight. Because it's
Okay.
honestly, it's a minor ability. 5 points of damage and reactions is significant, but it's not. How about this? It's a recharge. You recharge it on a 6. Roll a d6. Roll a 6 is recharged.
Okay.
Seem fair?
Sure.
All right. It's like your own little tiny dragon breath.
Great. 3. Well, don't make me hold up, you guys. Go on.
Right. So yeah. Anna, would you pass along the information?
Yeah, she's gonna get up immediately and go outside to Isaac and Hart and tell them that maybe we should speed up and get out of Frontier sooner rather than later. 'Cause assassin.
Understood. So you like my...
Also-
did you like the chat with my sister?
It was essentially the equivalent of a business call where both people want to stab the other one's eyes out.
Oh. God dang it. Okay.
You're forgetting she read my memories and first response was, "You're a wicked woman."
Yeah, but... Fine.
Just warning next time.
Okay. Why don't you hang on to that, then? And he's gonna give a big smile.
It's your sister.
And?
I didn't give you Tessa's phone number.
That's true. But, hey, if the two of you talk more often, then you'll relax a bit more and she'll be nicer to my friends. That's my thought process.
She makes a face at you.
There you go.
You're gonna regret this.
I will regret this, but that's fine. Even if it makes an enemy out of both of you, hey, she'll be nice to my friends, and you will relax.
That's...
Hopefully.
What? If she makes an enemy, but she'll be nice to my friends.
She's my sister.
You'll learn. And just goes back into the ship.
It's true. I've never had a sibling before, so I will learn.
She's gone.
Ha!
She's gone.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, he's like calling up after her. All right. So with that, 2.5 days pass. You get the strut installed correctly. It is as good as new. And you are ready to leave. By the way, the entire 2.5 days, Gloop has basically... where would you guys be keeping him? I understand that he is not 100% trusted. So where would you be keeping him during this time?
Stick him in the room with the clacking teeth.
I mean, it's either that or in the necklace. What do you guys think?
Clacking teeth's funny. Necklace is smart.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think they're both kind of smart in their own way.
One's funnier, one's smarter.
I'm staying out of this one.
Let's go with the clacking teeth.
All right.
Also, I'm gonna put Quicksilver in there.
Also, if he starts getting traumatized, though.
He stays in there for 2.5 days. Most of the time he has taken the form of Beatrix and just kind of sits there. Very, very passively.
Okay.
You
And
find
I'll
out
probably-
because you would have known this beforehand. He doesn't really need to eat. He's not that
Yeah.
type of creature. So he doesn't sleep either. Well, he does, but his version of sleep is to just drop form and become that kind of like solidified vegetable oil form that you saw. And that's it. Whenever you see him, most of the time he's in the shape of Beatrix, has a very sad look on his face.
I think at night, Anna will at least go sit in there for a couple, like an hour or two. If he talks to her, she'll talk back, but just kind of give him a little bit of company.
Roll me an insight check. Okay. Gloop's not hard to read. when he's in a humanoid form, obviously super hard to read when he's oil man. He doesn't ever talk to you. The feeling you get is that he feels immensely guilty, helpless, and miserable, are the ideas that are very strongly conveyed. And he doesn't talk to you. You think almost from a sense of guilt.
About probably half hour into at least the first night, 'cause it's probably over 2 nights, she'll at least say, like, you don't have to be afraid of me. Not right now.
There's a pause. I'm afraid for Beatrix. And for Pa. I don't know him, but I know what we did was wrong.
We will. It's a guarantee we'll do our best to at least make things right with Pa.
He nods. He says, I want to believe you. I do, but Vector, you don't understand him like I do.
You're right. You're talking to the person in this group who probably knows him the least.
Chances are, in 2 weeks, we'll all be dead. But, at least with you guys, it's only a chance.
You're underestimating how hardy we can be.
I hope so.
I mean, I'm the queen of running away, and I've survived this long.
He nods. Roll me a persuasion check. Oh, Jesus. I don't know. Maybe it's the unexpected humor or the way that Anna says it, but the form of Beatrix smiles and nods and kind of blinks her eyes and goes, right. Beatrix always said I have to be optimistic. It can be hard, being a shapeshifter. Everyone hates you. Everyone fears you. I have to be more optimistic. We can do this. I mean, you can do this.
Yeah, probably. Hopefully. We'll see in 2 weeks.
And with that, he's quiet. He'll respond if you talk to him, but it's very clear that he is very different from the chattering gloop that took that ride to Palladium with you.
Okay. For the second night, before I go in, I want to see if Lucas has a bouncy ball.
Lucas.
No.
Do you have a bouncy ball that I can give to Gloop?
He stops for a second, looks down. No.
Anna is genuinely shocked.
I have other things. Just don't have a bouncy ball.
Do you? Oh, not that ball. Kid?
So we all know that kid's like a fucking klepto, right?
Sure.
Could I like roll and see if at some point kid's like randomly stolen some kid's bounty ball?
Yeah, just go ahead and roll me a D100. I think the
Oh
real
my
question here
God.
is, did Lucas just never think about one and now is sad that he never thought about it? Or are bouncy balls really that hard to find?
39.
Or
Is that
does
low
he
enough,
have
Bob?
one and really not want to give it up?
That's fair.
Also another.
That's not a bad roll. Yeah, I'll say that Kid has, in her time, collected. What you actually got was a set of what's it called? Jumping jacks.
Oh, the
Where
little
you have the
marbles
bounce
with
ball and the jacks, and you're supposed to bounce the ball, grab the jacks, bounce the ball, grab the jacks. You bought one of those little. You bought. You lifted one of those sets.
Okay, so yeah, that's in kid's room apparently.
Okay. Is it okay for Anna to grab this?
Sure. Like, kid's not gonna fight you over it. Like, you could, at this point, they would be in the lab just like working on setting things up and getting everything going. Like, you could probably like walk past their room and spot it from the doorway just among all of the other random shit.
Okay. Then Anna's gonna take that in to Gloop. And essentially is just trying to make it not as much of a prison as it might feel.
Gotcha. I'm not going to make you roll persuasion again. You already rolled once and did really, really well. I'll just carry that over. That small amount of curiosity, because he's never seen a bounce ball before, does wonders to brighten his spirits. He begins chasing it all around the room, and eventually it becomes this thing where the clacking teeth act like a gaggle of ducks. They just start following him around wherever he goes, chasing after the bounce ball.
Yeah, I figured he would like bouncy balls.
Yeah, it actually brightens his mood quite a bit. You can take the kid out of the gloop, but you can't take the gloop out of the kid.
Gloop
Nope,
can become kid.
Wait, this campaign has so many unintended levels. Never mind. So, 2.5 days later, strut is attached. Ship is space-worthy. There's still superficial damage on the outside of the hull, but it's not gonna doesn't even affect the hull rating for the ship.
What else is new?
Yeah. And you guys are ready to go. So, what's your next step?
I should probably note the dinner after wherever Anna saw Pa go through the portal. Pa go through the portal, in air quotations. She's going to tell everyone else.
Okay. Well, Isaac's going to voice his concerns of actually just going straight through the portal. If you guys want to do that, we're going to... I personally would want to set up a contained area, not have it be on the ship, have it be somewhere else, because he wanted this to happen on the ship. Along with, I'm skeptical that we should open up the portal because that is something he is counting on as well.
At the least, we should try and get that whatever information we can find on Beatrice at her house.
Absolutely. That should be our next step.
Although, that's also being said, there's nothing to suggest that she won't be there herself.
Mm-hmm.
So both have risks. Lucas,
Okay.
kid, any opinions?
I never have opinions. Never. No, there's no windows to jump out.
I don't know, you had a lot of opinions on that one color shirt I wore the other day.
I just thought it needed more color, is all.
That's not an opinion, it's a fact. All right, so where you guys headed? What you doing?
My vote's for Beatrice's house.
Same.
Okay.
What were you saying, Laura?
Oh, I was going to say another thing that we could do if we really, really, really want to open that portal. Because erase because I don't know where I was going with that. But another thing that we can do with the portal is like if we're really, really worried about like what's going to be coming through, we could also just hire like a metric shit ton of like firepower. Like we could go back to well, no, because that would be 500 years into the future. I was going to say we could go back to the squirrel man and be like, hey, you want to like stand around with guns for like 10 minutes while we open a door? I don't know.
Maybe not with Squirrel Man.
Yeah, because like I said, it could be.
His name is Paxton.
Look, man, I
And
don't.
mine is Patience.
From
God.
Prestier Security, where everyone's renamed to a P. Because they're damn professionals.
Are
Oh my
they?
God.
Because the one dude took Pylon.
Professionals.
The gambler with one ball took Pylon.
Oh God, I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Anyway, yeah. Even if it wasn't to go to the future, I don't really want to deal with Paxton. Nope, that's not his name.
Paxton.
Paxton.
Oh,
That's
God.
still a constant. I'm forgetting. Even as long as I don't want to deal with Paxton if we don't have to. So we've already done enough sketchy things with him.
That's true.
Okay. But it was just a thought. Honestly, it could be, well, not just any Joe Schmo, but like that is an option of like having many gun powers behind us when we open up that goddamn door. I'm just saying. But moving ahead, yeah, going to Beatrix, Bea's place. Talking is hard. But yeah, that is going to be our most likely option at this point.
All right, that's 3 votes. Lucas, do you have any reason to object?
No.
Okay.
Why would I want to do that?
Lucas,
That
are
seems
you
like
okay?
a rude thing to do.
Lucas, are you asking us to explain your motivations for
I'm
anything?
just saying it's unreasonable for Lucas to disagree with somebody so avidly. I disagree that I would disagree.
Piph, you're genuinely making me worry.
I think Lucas is having a breakdown.
What is wrong with you, buddy? Jeez.
Look, is it okay? You guys?
Yeah.
I'm good.
All right.
Are you
so
okay?
You guys talk to Gloop, and Gloop gives you Anna coordinates. You plug them into the computer navigation system for the ship, Actually, let me take you guys over to the second chance. And you find out, man, he was not kidding. This spot is out of the way. And he'll even say, Beatrix found it years ago. It's actually her home. Where she was raised. Not not where she was born, if you catch my meaning, but where she grew up. It's very distant and out of the way, and she liked it because it was quiet. And Vector wouldn't, he knew where it was, but he'd never come bug us there. And you see in the navigation charts, it's from where you are at full speed, it is a 2.5 week journey.
Oof, okay. I mean, I have electricity this time. 2 weeks is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a month on a water ship.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say naval ship, and I'm like, no, that was not a naval ship.
Which reminds me, just a bit of bookkeeping here. You guys are gonna have to, and we'll keep this simple. You need to restock the ship. Whatever food was on there, it's not good anymore. It's been 2.5 months.
Yeah. I think we cleared out the milk, I hope.
So you can spend, I'll just put it simple. You can spend 1,000 credits and get decent food for several weeks. You can spend we'll say 3,000 credits and get good food for, say, a month for the whole crew.
I mean, we have ACU.
You do. He's the cook. You still need materials.
He doesn't make.
Eat him.
I was
Eat him.
Food. He doesn't make
No,
food.
my point was that we
Eat
can
him.
do the cheaper version. No, we're not eating ACU. We can get the cheaper version because no matter what, it'll be good.
She's like, is that a challenge?
That's not the challenge I don't want to take.
Eat me.
Not my type.
Yeah, he could confidently say that he actually his response would be up to Piph. Piff's running that character, not me.
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah. I don't know. What would if suggesting getting the cheaper food as opposed to the good food, what would ACU say?
He would go, I could. It just wouldn't be as good food. But I can work with if you're strapped for whatever or we're in a quick hurry, just get me most of the basics, and I can work with that.
Also, I should point out you have a steady supply of fish.
You're
That is
right.
true. God, I love that.
Best spell ever.
Yeah, best wish ever.
So you guys want to spend 1,000 credits, get food, or do you want to spend 3,000 credits?
We have the cash. Let's go 3,000.
I'm not gonna throw a fit.
All right. We'll say that during the 2 days you guys restocked. Go ahead and just mark 3,000 credits off, and you begin making your 2.5 week journey. By the way, Lucas, I was counting this, and I didn't think to mention it because you guys hadn't quite gotten that far yet. The ability you have is what you will have by the time you reach Beatrix's planet. Make sense?
Oh, geez. Yes.
Yes. Okay, good. Because, I mean, otherwise it'd be kind of pointless. It's like, yeah, all that stuff you wrote, scrap that because you just spent 2 more weeks.
Oh, hell yeah. Throw that out. That's fine.
All right. It's a very uneventful trip, mainly because, like you've seen this before in some of your journeys. You are in very uncharted and empty space. There are no trade lanes around here. There are no gates or anything of that nature. No space stations. In fact, the entire 2.5-week trip, you don't run into much of anything, actually. And when you finally make it to the planet, it comes up on your sensors. It is a blue planet. Lots of water, lots of white clouds, lots of land formations. And it is surrounded by, your computer systems picking up, lots and lots of satellites, like almost a debris field of satellites. The satellites, the ship sensors, easy enough to tell. Ship sensors can show you the satellites are armed. They do have weapons on them. However, they are comparatively low technology, and while a lesser technological ship would have a great deal of trouble passing through this barrier, your shields, I mean, you'd pretty much have to sit there for about 30 minutes for it to bust through your shields. So you can navigate your way through the, if you want to call it a minefield of satellites, fairly easily. As you guys approach what is Rift's Earth.
She grew up from. Oh,
She grew up in Russia.
From actual Russia, not space Russia.
No, actual Russia. Which, I mean, it's in space, so really at this point, it is space Russia.
Okay.
Isaac, however, despite the fact that you're here, roll me an intelligence check, Isaac.
Intelligence, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let me pull up my character sheet. Just normal intelligence?
Normal intelligence. Just throw it out there.
Boom! Wow!
Okay. Wow, not bad. 18.
Damn.
At first, this is, just another blue planet. I mean, most garden planets have a similar look to them. Blue water, white clouds, land formations, right? But something catches your eye. When you were a kid, you used to see known maps of where you lived. And the largest map you saw covered basically what used to be southwestern America and part of Mexico and that kind of coastline, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as you guys approach the planet and you're getting a view of it, you notice, oh, it's on the opposite side of where you're headed, but you recognize that coastline. This is Earth.
Oh boy. He's gonna get up and run over to the cockpit and look out the window, which is not really a window, it's just a monitor, and go, wait, we're home. I'm home.
I hope I'm not home.
No, you're not home. I hope you're not home. That would be real weird if this was 500 years in the past and you're home.
Surprise! Earth changed names.
But no, this is my home. Wow. That's where I'm from. And he's gonna actively point at the monitor. This is where I'm from, right here. Right here. You see that? You see that?
I'm trying to fly here.
I know, but
I really
look,
like
right there.
land masses.
Lucas, take a look.
Sure is a big chunk of land.
Yes. Huge tracts of land. This is gonna be cool.
As he says that, Anna, you begin your approach. Go ahead and roll me a piloting check, which would be, for you, just a dexterity check.
I was gonna say.
Okay. Well, a dexterity check, not a dexterity save. What's your dexterity check modifier?
What?
What's your dexterity modifier?
Oh, 9?
Not your dexterity save.
5?
Okay, there you go.
If I
So,
keep saying numbers, then we'll be right.
So you rolled a 14, which is still good. You weave your
Oh,
way.
that one. Okay.
Yeah, you weave your way through the satellites, and as you weave your way through, you guys start to see red glows on the edges of this monitor as the lasers from the satellites begin to pelt your ship. And you can tell, Anna, in your readout, your shields are getting drained. But given the time it'll take to get through it, your shields will lose no more than 30% of their health.
Okay.
So, I mean, certainly dangerous if you stuck around too long, but just flying through, it's clear that this was designed for a much less advanced ship. And you make it through, and you begin making your way towards the coordinates Gloop gave you, which is in the continent. Not that you characters would know this, but in the continent of Russia, towards the southern end, where it's more temperate. And as you approach, you see no real signs of civilization. It's very, very wilderness. And as you get even closer to the location, it turns into grassy, rolling hills with trees every so often. But it's very much a hilly grassland. And he'll again, Gloop will, still in the form of Beatrix, which he almost constantly takes now, will point to the screen. It's that way. This is probably abandoned. Only Beatrix and I used to come here. And Anna, you can tell that despite the trees being fairly sparse, if you want to land in a nice, flat, safe area, you're going to be landing probably about a mile or two away from the location he's talking about.
Okay.
So if you choose to land there, I'm not going to make you roll another piloting check. It's very simple, very easy, and you have a new strut. You land the ship, and it's a beautiful, breezy day. The weather is actually very temperate. It's not too hot at all. It's probably around 1 or 2 in the afternoon. Big fluffy clouds in the sky. It is quite picturesque, actually.
Well, time to put on armor and bring out the guns.
So, how far away is your home from here?
Oh, probably about 30 minutes that direction.
Oh, I was talking to Isaac, but thank you.
Oh God, several months that direction, and he's gonna point towards that coast.
You said you're on this planet, right?
Yes,
Why does
on
it
this
take so
planet.
long?
Because
Just
there's
get on the ship again and just. I would be 6 months from here.
Yeah, if we get on the ship, it's gonna take what, an hour, maybe?
Why did you say 6? Anyway.
Cause what? I thought you were talking about on foot. There's water. What do you even?
No, you cannot swim across that.
No, you die. We'd have to get
I can't
on
swim
that
for an
other.
hour, no.
No. What? Lucas.
Maybe I could swim for an hour. I haven't tried it before.
No.
Not enough water has been around for me to try.
Okay, at the very least, don't swim after you eat, okay? Just wait a bit.
It's one of my favorite things to do. Swim and eat cake. Simultaneously.
Oh, wow.
At that point, Sarah goes, okay, are you guys going, or...
I'm trying.
Oh, right, yeah, we should go. Yeah, let's go.
Good luck.
Thank you.
So you guys are going to put on high impact armor, I assume?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So you all put on your respective body armors, except for Kid. I don't know, Kid, what are you doing? For you, it's kind of a moot point. You're high impact anyway.
Now that they're on proper planet.
Yes.
Instead of that shitty back-end planet where everything is wrong. God.
Yes.
Kid. Shut up. Kid Kid has enough shit that they're going to be carrying around to begin with. They've got, their boomstick and their boom bombs. So they're just going to be going out without armor, I suppose.
I never asked. What?
Asked.
Yeah. Does armor affect anything? Because I know that's like we put on mega damage, now have mega damage resistance.
Oh, no. You mean like, does it affect your ability to cast spells? No, not in 5th edition.
How about sneakies?
Yes, it does. Depending on the with this kind of armor that you guys have, you would have disadvantage on stealth checks.
Except for me.
Except
I
for
picked
you.
the super light armor.
It's true. But yeah, most of you would have disadvantage on your stealth checks. But no, 5th edition, while like wizards and the like don't come equipped, able to wear heavy armor, you could very conceivably be a wizard in plate armor flying above the battlefield throwing lightning bolts down. I'm sure people do that all the time.
Yep. You could.
So if it had any like minus to prowl and riffs, it's now no sneak.
Disadvantage.
Disability.
Disadvantage,
Disability. Yeah.
Disadvantage, not disability.
Disability.
There's a difference. One, you can claim money from the government. The other,
Or no,
you roll
one
two
you
D20s.
can get rid of by
We're
taking off
switching
your
this.
one you can get rid of by taking off your armor. The other one stays with you.
Yeah.
Guys, change topic.
All right.
Yeah.
So you guys put on your armor. What weapons are you bringing with you?
Pistols.
What weapons do I have?
It's been so long. I dust off my fists. We haven't discussed anything about this stuff, but I'm taking the rocket staff. I love this
Sure.
thing.
Nice.
Anything else that I would like to take? I'm sure I take other things, but I just like taking the rocket staff, so I'm just gonna leave it at that for now.
All right. Okay. You're taking pistols, Isaac. Anna, what are you taking?
I'm trying to find what weapons I even have anymore. Probably my... I don't remember which one's which anymore. Let's just say my assault rifle.
Okay.
I don't remember what the difference between that and my Dragon's Eye VLR are. Assault rifle sounds easier.
Right. Okay. And Kid, you said you were taking your boom bombs and your boomstick.
And a
Short bow. Oh.
And their short bow.
And a
Oh, boy.
Because you never know.
It's true. You do never know. All right.
I'm also gonna take a pocket scrambler
Okay.
and oh, I forgot I got these. Are these still things I can use? I got hearing enhancement plugs and enhanced contact lenses.
Yeah, you can still use those.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna bring those because I haven't got a chance to use them yet.
Those would give you advantage on perception checks in normal environments,
Okay.
i.e., daylight, no obscuring factors, that kind of thing.
One is a thermal imager.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like I said, advantage on perception checks.
And my daddy issues. I'm gonna bring that.
Well, okay.
I mean, I figured that went like without saying,
I
but
forgot I wrote that on my item list.
that's amazing.
All right. So Gloop actually again takes the form of Beatrix, not wearing any armor and just wearing regular clothes. And you guys can start your journey towards the cabin. It is a fairly pleasant trip. The weather is very moderate. So not hot, not cold. Very nice t-shirt weather. you guys make your way through the grassy hills. There's a gentle breeze, and kind of like blows through the trees. And quite honestly, given the craziness that you guys have been through lately, and then the stillness of the ship inside atmosphere of the ship for 2 weeks, it's somewhat refreshing being out in the open air and a nice breeze. And it's a fairly pleasant walk for about 30 minutes.
Suspicious. Also, I forgot to also bring my mace.
The ground attacks you. You don't run into
It's
any
Russia.
signs of civilization at all. Gotcha. And the mace. Gotcha. And eventually, Gloop leads you across the hills, and you crest the hill, and you see a small, kind of rundown cabin. From the outside, it looks like it's made of wooden walls and a thatched roof, and it's just by itself. Out and there's a well about 300 feet off to the side, and he points to it and kind of nods excitedly and goes, there it is, home, I guess you would say.
So
Okay,
things
which
supposed to
direction-
be here? I
Which
can't
direction
see
is
it.
this well?
It is about 300 feet off to your 300 feet off to your left.
Are we supposed to be seeing the inside quite yet, or?
Yeah, I don't have it covered.
I'll just not look at it for now.
Oh, it's a mystery.
Well, he would walk up to it and go to the front door and disable several small, fairly ancient type tripwires that he knows exactly where they are. Yes, Anna.
Oh, I was just going to sense electricity.
You sense no electricity.
Okay.
None whatsoever. And Gloop goes around the cabin and comes back around the other side and says, "Okay, everything's safe. It's all safe." And then we'll step inside. Inside, for those of you can see through the door, it's fairly shabby. I mean, you see a wooden floor. It's very clear that the structure is fairly old and not the best maintained. It has 2 beds, a table, some chairs, another table and chairs. It looks like some sort of kitchen. This area right here is like an outdoor porch. Technically, actually, you guys went in through the window, but that's my fault because that's where Gloop went in. Gloop would have gone in this way, yeah, but that's my fault. Not yours.
Dive through the window as well.
And you notice a desk up at the top, like a writing desk, a bed, and Gloop would tell you, oh, "This is Beatrix's bed, and this is my bed, and this is where we would eat when we cooked meals, or when Beatrix would eat. Honestly, I don't, but I'd sometimes like to pretend that I did."
I also like to pretend I'm a world-class detective. There seems to be 3 chairs here. Why is there 3 when there's only 2 of you?
Oh, Beatrix likes to stretch out and put her legs up.
Interesting.
Squee, I would like to make an investigation roll.
Sure. Everyone who...
Or maybe a search roll. I'm specifically looking for food.
Well, there's no difference between search and investigation.
Okay.
Sure. Roll me an investigation check.
I do not find food.
What even is food?
My thought process was like, we're gonna break into her house. I'm gonna eat her Fruit Loops.
You find several canned goods, but looks like they are past their expiration date.
Well, that's
By a
unfortunate.
lot, apparently.
Lucas, you look around. You see basically what you see on the map. It's clear that all the furniture and beds are well worn. They've been used and old, at least 20 years old. And the place is dusty. It's not dirty, but it's certainly dusty, as if no one's been here in a while. Kid,
So looking at the third chair.
Kid, what exactly are you looking for?
Kid is apparently like Anna doing a very thorough perimeter check, just like looking for like any signs of I don't know, shit going on nearby, or like maybe hidden traps that are outside of or around the house, things like that might be
Understood.
dangerous.
You rolled a really good investigation check.
Sure did.
You you don't find much of anything, and that's an interesting thought. You don't find much of anything. No tracks of any kind, no broken grass limbs, no nothing. And you would think in a place like this, as wild as it is, there'd be some form of animals walking around. But you find no tracks, no sign, no smell of animals.
It's quiet.
Too quiet. And then Gloop would say, Beatrix kept a journal. Do you think that would help?
Possibly.
I can't read.
I was waiting for it.
Neither can I. She taught me a little. She taught me numbers. I know numbers.
Oh shoot, I can add a little. Once it gets to when there's like 4 of them next to each other, I can't do it.
And Gloop will go over to this desk, and he'll like reach up underneath it.
Don't touch just yet.
Gloop will pause like halfway.
What are the chances she's put a trap on the desk?
Why would she do that?
It's a good
In case
question.
someone breaks into her house to get to her private information.
Oh, well, I used to use the journal. I never saw any trap there.
Probably because you guys were here permanently and that'll be a hassle to set it up and take it back down. But if you've been gone for a while.
I didn't think about that. I don't usually leave. I left last time because she needed my help for when we met you. That time. That was fun. I don't know.
Hey, there was some things you disabled at the door and whatnot. What are those?
Oh, and he'll come back and he'll show you. It's trip lines that attach to basically small metal sharpened stakes in the roof that would slam downwards.
Oh, neat.
And he'd say, it's very what's the word Beatrix used? Primitive. But she said that was on purpose. Something about no electronics? I don't know.
Anna wants to check the desk for traps.
Sure.
And now kind
roll
of the
me.
house as well.
Actually, you did roll me an investigation check. Okay. You investigate the desk. You see no traps. You investigate kind of around the house. You don't find much that the others haven't already found. It is dusty. It is old, and pretty barren, actually. But you discover no traps, and you do discover a hidden drawer in the bottom that kind of pops out. And inside is a leather-bound, written journal.
Okay. I can read.
Would you like to?
Sure.
All right. This is page 1.
Actual reading, my worst enemy.
And to be fair, it doesn't actually say 2 years ago. That makes no sense. What it says is a galactic date that I just wrote as a time span that you guys would understand for simplicity.
Dude,
Like-
we travel through time.
Well, like Isaac and Lucas would be like, that date, oh, that would have been like 2 years ago. That would have been a year and a half ago.
Yeah,
Make
I'm
sense?
like you're not even your great grandchild of generation.
But would someone like to read?
I guess I can.
One day I will be able to.
Sit down with and get comfy, Lucas.
Okay.
So, can everyone else see this, or am I the only one that can see this?
Everyone
We
can
can
see
all
it.
see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Vector seems to have a way of poking through any electronic records I keep, so I feel it's safer to write this out. It's been 6 months since he found me and revealed he knew about Gloop. The bastard blackmailed me. Either work for him or he would reveal to my former employers that instead of killing Gloop as I contracted to do, I have been hiding him. My ability to finish my contracts is my life's blood. If word gets out I failed one and hid the fact, I'm done, to say nothing of what will happen to Gloop. That said, I do not like being forced into anything. This Vector is clever, but everyone has a weakness. I'll find it. Half a year later, it has been some time since I've been here. Vector has had me funneling assets from different organizations without their knowledge, sometimes electronically, sometimes by acquiring the assets in person. He has certainly kept me busy. However, I have been tasked with taking some loser who didn't pay their debts to the black hole. I should not be expected back for a week or two. It is maddening, but I have not found any leverage on Vector. He is the most careful man I have ever met, and he is almost always planning for a dozen contingencies. He will slip up eventually. They always do. For now, I need to help him slip onto a space station run by pirates. It is rare that he goes undercover himself, so it must be important.
And then you flip the page and you see this.
Please do. Thank you. Another half-year span. Something went wrong. Vector is cleaning up anyone who knew about him on that station, and God knows what will happen to the station itself. As far as I can tell, the whole mission went to hell. So far, it seems I am still of use. He just had me.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. Just had me take half a dozen people to the black hole. Have to admit, it is a great place to make someone disappear. For now, I need to keep my head down and be a good little lackey until he's out of crisis mode. 4 months later, I did it. I managed to snap a copy of Vector's personal ledger without him knowing. Quite a feat given how careful that man is. Hopefully seeing his personal finances will give me the leverage I need to get out from under his thumb. The problem is I need time to study it. Time I don't have. At least I can have Gloop copy it to this book while I'm gone. It is dangerous to keep an electronic copy. I'll study it more later. 5 months later, looks like Gloop finished copying the ledger. Good. I think I'm going to need his help on this next job. Vector has been acquiring items or artifacts that hold magical energy. Not sure what his purpose is, but he wants me to break into the Royal Museum on Noble Station and steal one such artifact. It'll be dangerous, but if I pull this off, I might be able to ask for some time off so I can go over that ledger.
And then you see in the back of the journal is a lot of numbers copied down in a different, very careful handwriting.
So Gloop can't read, but has nice handwriting.
Well, I said careful. I didn't say nice.
Yeah, there's a very
I mean,
big
I have
difference.
messy-ass handwriting, so anything's better than mine.
And Gloop would actually look over your shoulder and go, "Oh, I wrote those.
Good
Took
work,
a
Gloop.
long time."
I'd imagine.
How many pages are there here?
Of numbers,
Yeah.
about 30.
Oof. Okay. That's I
That's
was
why it
giving
took
him
several
shit
months.
just like, damn, it took him 5 months to copy like one ledger, but that's a lot. Okay. Yep. So
Justified.
Yeah.
that's fair. That's fair.
Hey, out of character question, Squee.
Mm-hmm.
Is Sarah good with numbers?
Yes.
Okay.
You would know, and Lucas would know, especially. Her Corsair training dealt a lot with the analyzing and breaking down of data.
All right, we need to get that to Sarah. I think. The question is, do we want to try, like, copying that might be useful. Electronic copying it might be bad, because then he can get his hands on it, like it says several times in the journal. And just taking the journal means that if she comes back, she will know somebody has come here.
Where's Cyber Sex and his camera?
in the future.
Yeah, in the future.
But Kid has a sketchbook.
Kid does have a
How long is it going
sketchbook.
to take you to take down 30 pages?
I don't know, God, how long would that take? Hopefully not 5 months.
No, 30 pages, a day or two.
Okay. Yeah, Kid will I guess run back to the fucking thing.
No, actually.
Hmm?
Kid,
Yeah.
as that happens, as you start maybe running back towards the door, roll me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh fucking shit. That was a saving throw.
I'm sorry. Yeah, do a dexterity saving throw for this one.
Oh.
Okay.
Oof.
As you're running towards the door, from hang on, let me get to the right thing. From this corner right here, a stream of green liquid strikes you. And does give me a second here. 20 points of damage to you.
God fucking damn it.
And as that happens, in the corner of the room, at the top of the ceiling, grafted to the wall, a being changes color from the surrounding walls around it to where they are visible. Kid, it's Slim. And you would actually be right around here. I'd like everyone to roll initiative, please.
He's got to have the cool entrance.
So, if I wear armor, does that mean I get an armor class?
Yes. Well, no. So your armor class is still the same. Basically, to keep things simple, what we did is if you're wearing your body armor, you are now not vulnerable to high impact damage, and you are resistant to normal damage.
Okay, so my normal armor class without any pluses is a 14. Is that supposed to be the good or bad?
What do you mean, the good or bad?
I'm just trying.
It's the same. It's the same either way. To hit you is no harder or easier. It's just how much damage you take,
Squee.
and from what kind of damage.
I think he's trying to. I think he's trying to say his natural armor rating is 14.
That's like without any armor is 14.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think we went over and put in equipment for him for armor.
Oh,
That's
I
what
see.
I'm trying to. Yeah.
Well, you're wearing ultralight armor, correct?
I'm wearing basically light. Yeah.
Then I would say that it would bump you up to 16.
Okay.
And you'd still get to keep your full dex bonus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did we forget to do that with me as well, or no? Because I don't know now.
No, because you normally wear armor.
Okay.
All right. So what you guys see is someone reminiscent to Kid. I mean, you could see maybe they're related. They have horns, different shape, of course, but same basic color and the same type of fur that Kid has, and the same basic ears. But they're taller, thinner, more lively, and they have a very long tail. And right now they are using their claws to hold themselves up in the corner. And what you can see is it's not exactly that it was invisible. It could change the color of its skin to exactly match the walls around it. And it was so well hidden that none of your perceptions noticed. Anna, you can see it now.
Yeah.
Your turn.
Am I first?
Lucas, you still need to do your initiative.
I hit my button.
You gotta select your character and then hit the button.
God damn it.
Okay.
Alright. Let me just select and then initiative.
Correct.
That work?
There you go. And we'll give you that 12 because that was your first roll.
That's around where I was.
It doesn't. I don't think it matters much
Yeah.
either way. But there we go. No, I'm sorry, Kid. You just got hit with a stream of venom, and it hurt very much bad. And it's a sensation you have not felt in years, but oh damn, is it familiar?
Kid fucking skids to a halt, whips around, spots this asshole.
A couple of things that you would notice off the top, right off the bat, Kid.
Mhm.
When you knew Slim, they had the ability to change their colors to blend in their surroundings. Not like that. And they did not have the ability to hide their scent, which must have happened, or you would have known he was there right when you walked in the room.
Mm-hmm.
So these are new. Also, he's bigger than you remember. Kind of like Hellhound, but not to the same degree. But certainly
I was gonna
bigger.
say, if there's a fucking rhino-sized Slim
but-
hiding in the goddamn corner.
But Slim is bigger, taller than you remember.
Mm-hmm.
Horns are longer, tails longer, that kind of thing.
Older.
Wiser. Probably not. Fucker.
Mhm.
Kid is going to whip around and God. I see you're still a fucking coward. Oh no. I'm guessing drawing any kind of weapon would take the full action.
Nope. Drawing a weapon is part of your movement action.
Oh, okay.
It's an incidental.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
He would respond in a very raspy, high voice. Hello to you too, sibling. Been a long time.
oh, fuck off. How tall are the ceilings? in
The
cabin?
ceiling's only about 10 feet.
Oh, okay. So then, you know what? Fuck it. Kid's flooping. They're gonna pull out their boomstick and floop at him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not in a square. I should probably. I was in this chair. Say here.
Yeah, so the squares in the shack don't quite line up with the actual grid. I tried.
No, I actually went something like this, which is off grid. So I should probably be on grid
Gotcha.
for fighting. Excuse me.
Okay. Yeah. Kid's gonna
There.
reappear here or as close to on top of him as possible. They're going
Okay.
for like mid-air right next to him.
Sure. Go ahead and roll an attack.
Wouldn't the flute take
Oh, that's right.
turn?
I'm sorry. Yeah, it takes your turn. So next turn you'll
Yeah.
appear. Gotcha. Okay. Isaac, you're in the next room. You don't actually see because the door is here. You don't
that's
see
fine.
what happened, but you heard Kid say something. You heard the raspy voice. You heard like a type of burning sound.
Hmm.
It's either cooking
going
bacon or
on?
something's happening.
You guys cooking? Do I see anything now?
Yeah. I would think so. Hang on. Yeah, I'll say you can see it.
Oh,
You see
shit.
Lucas stuck in turn order time.
Ugh. Are you cooking and standing in the kitchen? It's true. Can I take out my guns and fire off a couple of shots?
Yeah, sure.
All right. I'll use sharpshooter on both of these. Laser pistol. Let's go. 17 hit?
Yes. It's just enough
All
to
right.
hit.
22 damage.
Okay.
And then laser pistol. 19 hits. 19 damage. Then
Okay.
offhand attack. 9.
That's a miss.
Okay. There you go.
Okay.
Pew-pew.
At the end of your turn, Slim takes a legendary action. And Slim says, I'm going to need that book. And as it says that, Slim's form begins to change. Not its shape, not its size, but the fur starts to harden and widen and thicken into a red, scaly, leathery hide. And the fur on its back becomes more sharp and pointy and thorny. And its claws grow longer, its teeth grow longer, and its eyes grow bright green.
Oh boy.
As it as it changes its form, and it looks much thicker hide now.
Mm.
All right, Anna.
I'm the one with the book, aren't I?
Yep.
So first of all, I'm going to throw on electric aura.
Okay.
Then, I'm gonna. Is this window broken?
Yes.
I'm gonna jump through it with the book.
Okay.
I'm just gonna get out of here with it. For now.
All right.
I don't know how far I could go through that process. Probably
Roll
not.
me an acrobatics check.
24.
Oh wow! You like thread the needle. You could move your full 30 feet from where
Okay.
you were.
I think I was here.
You like tuck and roll.
Okay, just continue on, because that's essentially all I'm doing. I'm booking right
Okay.
now.
Perfect. Just put your character where they would be.
Yep.
All right. At the end of Anna's turn, it's going to use its second legendary action to perform Mighty Leap. It spends some of its resources to jump. A total of well, it can't let Anna go. It's going to jump. Hang on, I gotta see how much I gotta spend because this is important. Oops.
Does that mean that Kid has an attack of opportunity?
Kid's not there. Kid hasn't flooped back yet.
Oh. Oh
Yep.
my.
Yep. It's gonna jump 40 feet, and it's just going to jump through the wall. It's gonna break through it. So Anna, you just hear a poosh, and Slim lands in a crouched form right about 15 feet behind you. All right. Lucas, your turn. There's now a slim-shaped hole in the wall.
Is that a slim hole or is it like a?
No, it's not. But it's not on the floor either. It's about 5 feet up. As it just you saw, and I should describe this, Lucas, because you were in a great position to see it. You saw its legs, the muscles in its legs, from momentarily bulged to a much larger size, and it just catapulted itself across the room in the air through the wall.
I see. Well, that's annoying. Well, shit. I had a lot of plans. I had to switch a lot of them. Door that way should be here.
There's a broken window here if you want to
try to leap out of that.
Yeah, you'd have to roll a dex check, but yeah, you're a fairly dexterous dude.
All right, I'm gonna cast a spell.
All right,
big boxing gloves on my hands.
Okay.
And I will try to go through the window.
All right. Roll me an acrobatics check.
All right. Acrobat.
Yeah, you very gracefully, much like Anna, tuck and roll through the window and land on the ground. Now, yeah, I don't know if we mentioned or changed the description, but usually in 5th edition, you cast the spell and can use it the same. Like, for example, spiritual weapon, you can cast and attack the same turn, right?
Mm.
So I assume the same would apply to your gloves. It's not like you cast them and then can't use them till next round. I don't think it would be like that.
I just read it as this one, and they're just like, it has to be a main action, and you can't use it until your next turn or whatever. Well,
Oh, did it say that?
yeah, right on the spell.
Well,
Oh.
what we did with my scythe is I can summon it and attack with it, because it just makes a weapon.
Yeah, let's change that, because maybe I wasn't thinking about it, but like when I consider most spells, the only spells that don't allow you to attack the same turn you summon are really big spells. So you can go ahead and make an attack with it.
Okay. Neat. No. This is the weapon damage. Do I add anything to that?
It would be your
based on the weapon.
It would probably be your strength modifier.
Right.
Yeah.
But not to the attack roll. Yeah, to the attack roll and damage, you'd add your strength modifier.
Oh, right.
Put your shoulder into it. Yeah, you got to attack first.
Oh, shit. Oh, that's not how that.
That's.
I get it.
20 plus 2 is 22. Your glove just kind of skids off the hardened hide.
Okay.
Anything else?
I guess I can technically try to poke with my finger. I'll try to poke him with my give him a good touch, Lucas. When the gloves spring off, he also just reaches over and wipes his finger on him.
It's a Constitution save, I believe.
Yeah.
All right.
Boop 'em.
Wow.
He saves.
He saves. That's a natural 19. You get the feeling that the corrosive acid doesn't do much to this guy. Maybe it's the hardened leathery hide. All right. His action. he bounds up to be abreast of Anna. And Anna and Lucas, you both see this. It makes an attack on Anna with one of its claws. 14?
Against my armor class?
AC, yeah.
15.
Okay, so that one skids off your armor, and then with its other hand, it brings it around to the right and attacks you with the other claw. 22?
I mean, still 15.
Gotcha. So this one hits you. And what you see happen with this one is you see like Slim, his face turns into one of concentration, and the clawed hand, as it strikes Anna, bulges to the size of a bodybuilder, like massively huge muscles for a moment, as it hits you with knockback. And it is spending 3 points. Anna, if you could roll me a strength saving throw. Okay. That is not enough. Anna, you are blasted 30 feet back into the cabin.
You mean where the stove is?
Uh-huh.
The iron
And
stove?
We'll say you hit this wall here. You bounce off the top of the stove, and you take it's going to be 3d6 damage. 13 points of damage as it blasts you through one wall over the stove that you kind of hit with your hip. It's not. It would have been more damage, but you are wearing body armor.
What
then
about
Slim.
the force field part of the electrical aura?
Describe to me, what does that do again?
It's temporary HP.
Temporary HP. Got it. That would then the force field would take the damage, but you'd still be blown back.
Oh yeah.
So you guys. So Isaac, you see Anna jump through the window and take off. Slim jump after her. Isaac jump after him. Then you see Anna blow through the wall behind you into the wall on the other side of the room, toppling over the stove and crumple to the floor. Still conscious, but yeah.
I don't say this often enough, but what in tarnation?
Oh, and actually, I'm sorry. I forgot to actually do the damage of the claw itself. So 8 more damage to your force field.
Okay.
And like I said, Lucas, and Anna, you would have seen this too. Like its arm just momentarily bulged when it hit her and knocked her through the wall, and then turned back to normal. And as it does, he says, "I can't be having you run away just yet, kid. You flew back to the corner." There's nobody there.
I'm so mad. God damn it.
No Lucas, no Anna, no Slim.
Just
I'm
blue.
at the window. I'm there.
This kid's like ready to fucking strike, and they just like fall to the floor. Just like, what the? Just they look over to Gloop like, oh god damn it. Fucking god.
Well, actually, before you actually take your turn, we should go ahead and stop for the night because we have to. And this is top of the turn order, so it's perfect time to do it. I know I usually hate stopping mid combat, but I know Mackenzie has a paper to write. So we will pick this up next week at our normal time on Wednesday.
I have to go as well. Woo.
Yeah, as a very dangerous sibling of Kid continues to try and go after that journal.
What an asshole!
What a dick!
I mean, we broke into the house. We can't say much.
Yeah, but this
You
is an
didn't break in.
assassin.
You were invited by one of the permanent residents of that household.
You know what? Fair.
Exactly.
But we did go through not that permanent residence's private stuff, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
We went through her information panty drawer.
And
You did. You did.
I'm not ever gonna leave that one go.
I will go ahead and leave those handouts open for you guys. There is, and I will say this: there's a lot there. So,
yeah, there were some really nice references.
And we'll pick this up next week. We stop the session. Kid floops back to realize that nothing is the way it was when she flooped out.
god damn it.
You do see a slim-shaped hole on the other wall, but we'll pick this up next session,
Yeah.
and we'll see everyone then. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
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 Bye bye.